Here's a really interesting game to me. Philadelphia at Cincinnati.
Yeah, you like this game.
I discussed it on Sunday night. It was at 2. It's moved up to 2.5.
Yep.
Actually got up to 3 at some point Monday night into this morning. I saw it this morning at 3, even though the majority of the tickets are on the Eagles. I will not be fooled by the Eagles win over the Giants. I know that statistically the Eagles run game has a massive advantage over the Bengals rush defense, but I do think the Bengals passing offense has all of the edges over the Eagles pass D. And while the Bengals defense isn't very good, they're actually good at two things. They're good at defending the pass on play action, and they're good at defending the long ball, which is really how the Eagles can win games, especially with A.J. Brown back. So to me, I'm back in Joe Burrow as a short favorite.
It's fair. I got no read on this one. Bengals to me are just a bad team that's been lucky and fortunate in their wins. How many wins do they have this year, Chad?
3.
Do you know?
Is it 2 or 3? 3.
And in those wins against these bad teams that they beat, have you had any confidence in this team? I have.
0.
You're right.
Zero confidence.
That's why it's like I'm just having a tough time making this one of our 5. Where it's like I get where you're coming from. You're right. Like I like fading Hurts too on the road, especially as an underdog. He's not performed well in the trends. Historically, it's a nice spot to take him, but this is just a bad Bengals team, and I just have a lot of questions right now about them. Like I still can't believe we didn't cover last week, and that's what I'm fearful of right now. Is they're getting a fluky bump here, where at least the Eagles, you can't say they dominated that game against the Giants. You really can't say that for that Bengals game. Like they let teams hang around too much. So yeah, if this was 3, I'd probably end up taking the Eagles, but at 2.5, 2, I just don't have a read on this one.
It's rare that you pass on a game.
I won't pass on it. I'll eventually get to a spot where I'll bet whatever my model says. But right now, it should be -3, so I think I should take the Bengals. It's just, man, they just have looked so bad. It's crazy. Like just defensively, everything about them. Like you said, you can run it on them, and that's what the Eagles want to do. So I'm with you, though. It's like I know in the back of my mind I probably should take this Bengals team here at a good number 2.5.
I like Lou Anarumo. I think they're going to turn it around. I think they've had injuries. They've brought in new players who are getting adjusted to the system. He'll find his spots against the Eagles. He'll dial up the exact right blitz at the exact right time. I'm also betting, by the way, it's going to be a close game. I do believe Evan McPherson from 60 yards is a pretty good opportunity to cover a 2 to 2.5 point spread.